I can't sleep, so let's chat. I feel like we haven't done this in a long time. So tonight was actually really eventful. Nay and I went to a movie premiere, which was so cool. I love these. I love that this is like, I just get to do these. Like, what? We had a moment later tonight. We were like, this is our life. Anyway, we went to see Fight or Flight. And it was one of those movies where like, during the movie, we were like, the crowd was like going, whoa, laughing and like cackling and being like, damn. And at the end of the movie, Nay and I turned to each other and verbatim, we said this literally at the same time. We were like, I would watch that again. Because that's how we measure if a movie's like, it can be objectively good and you never want to see it again, or it can be so good and so entertaining that you're like, yeah, I'd watch that again, right? But just because you want to watch it again doesn't mean it's a good movie. This was a good movie and we wanted to watch it again. It was pretty good. I'd recommend. So the movie ends and we make our way over to the venue because the venue was in a different location, only like a few blocks away. And I get there. Oh my God, this place is stunning. It's like all red themed, red lighting. And it's got like chandeliers and like mirrors everywhere. It's just so cool. So we're chilling by the bar. We're just kind of like getting caught up on each other's lives. We're like also talking about the movie because Nay and I haven't seen each other in a hot minute. So we were just kind of like, we were just talking like girls talk, you know. Anyway, we're at the bar. This guy comes over and he's like, hey, do you mind if I just scoot in there? And we're like, oh my God, you were in the movie. Hi. And we start talking to him. And oh my goodness, such a nice person, so charismatic. Talking to him was so easy. Like, I feel like I was like, I don't even have to do any heavy lifting. You're great at this. And he just was like, seemed so friendly. And he just had like a really like nice smile. And I was like, you're great. This is so much fun. Like, and during our conversation, it like came up that this guy was also in White Lotus. And so I just started watching him on like season 1. And I was like, oh, I don't think I've come across your character yet. And he's like, yeah, you won't. And then Nay was like, wait a minute, were you in White Lotus? And then he goes away. He's like getting his drink. And she's like, oh my God, he was. I remember him. And so when he's coming back, I have her tell him how she remembered him. And it was hysterical. I'm not going to say it on here, but he was like, yeah, that was me. So he goes away. And then we're kind of like talking. We're like looking at the room. These events are always so interesting because it's like, you can tell it's a very like intimate crowd. Like pretty much everyone that's there or usually at these events like is somehow related to the movie or the cast or the crew, right? And this event had like half people were like corporate finance. And we were like, what, how did this all fit together? Like, I'll say a healthy balance is like 80% of the people at these events are like very much so family, friends, production, executives, like somehow related to the project. 10% are like other actors in the industry or other personnels in the industry. And then the remaining 10% are probably like influencers or content creators or like in the artistic category, to help with like media and whatnot. And so this event was like, it looked like a lot of finance bros. And we were like, like what? And so we're like, okay, do we go do a lap? So we went and did a lap. And I'm glad we did because I ended up seeing someone that I actually met at another event. I was like, oh my God, you're here. I know someone here. Because usually I go to these events and I don't know anyone. I'm completely unrelated to everything going on. So I'm just like, whoever's with me and I are just like chilling. We're just like people watching. But I will say this one thing. There was an alarming amount of attractive people at this event. Nay and I would like look from one person and we're like, whoa. We'd like make, how you look at, you'll be like, we would do that. And it was just like left and right. We were getting whiplash. I was like, do you habitate in New York during the day? Like, where can I find you? It was literally one attractive person after another. Okay. The people we're talking to end up leaving. And I'm in heels and I look at Nay and I'm like, listen, I'm gonna die. I gotta sit down. So we go sit down, right? Maybe 5 minutes into sitting down, the lights come on. I'm like, what? Turn those off. Every single time I go to one of these events, I'm always like, oh, we'll stay 30 minutes and then leave. How am I always one of the last people to leave? I'm literally turning into my mother. My mother does this, okay? we all go home and we all get roped into going to these events, and then we will harass her all night. We'll be like, can we leave? Can we leave? We make it a game at the end of the night where the entire family, we all put bets on who will annoy her enough to the point where we can finally leave, right? And I had a moment tonight where I was like, oh, so this is what that feels like. Okay, I don't like that. I can relate to this now. We will literally coordinate when each of us goes up to her and asks to leave. Like, it'll always be like me first. I don't give a, I'm like, get me home. Get me home right now. So I'll go first. And then my sister will go. And then we'll send someone else in the family. And then we'll be like, okay, 2 of us go now. And we'll just like make eye contact across the room. We'll stare at her until when you stare at someone until they look at you, we'll do that. We'll do that. She knows 100% what we're doing. 100%. She's clocked it before the first one of us can go up to her. Before I've even gone up to her and I'm like, I want to leave, she already knows. She knows to the point where she will make me chase her around. She'll see me coming and then she'll walk away and then I have to follow her. So then I'm just like, mop, 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 mop. And I'm following her around at this party, just begging to go home. Anywho, back to like the main topic we were discussing tonight, the movie premiere. Movie was great. It's called Fight or Flight. It's very actiony. So if you like actions and like a little bit of comedy, great. You'll love this movie. Afterparty was dope. And then we got to meet an actor. We made a friend and we got to see some mutuals and like people that I knew. And just got home and like, I think it might be adrenaline or I don't know what, but like I just can't sleep now. And I was like, this is insane, right? Like it's a school night. It's a Tuesday. This is crazy, right? I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the world and I'm like, listen, not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying, how did this happen? Like, how did we get here? And how do I make it happen more often?